Hi, I'm Simon, and this is Tarot. Welcome back to our tutorial series on how to use the Tarot routing platform. This video, as part of our route optimization and delivery management with Tarot routing series, will cover the routing stage of the map view. So, picking up where I left off on the planning stage video, we have run our optimization. The optimization algorithm has generated the optimal runs, and the scenario has been advanced to the routing stage. So we can always see our progress along the top bar here, and we can see where the scenario currently sits. So what you'll immediately notice is that the job list and the driver list has disappeared and been replaced with a runs panel on this left-hand side of your screen. In the runs panel, you will have a list of the runs that have been created from the drivers that have been set active. So the drivers are used as a template. All their information is taken in and to create a run, which is filled with jobs. Each of those jobs has a sequence, and so we can see the order that the jobs are going to be visited in, which has been calculated to be optimal based on the time window of the jobs, the start and end location of the drivers, and any constraints or types. Again, we can go into more detail on optimization constraints in another video. So from the runs panel, you can view all of the runs in this view with them collapsed, or you can expand a run to see the information and to see that run by itself. If I expand two runs, I will see both runs on the screen at the same time. So this is useful if you want to compare where the runs are going and maybe you want to make some manual changes. I can also see on the runs panel, there is an exclamation mark. Here, this is warning me that there were two jobs that were not able to be served. So if we look here, we can see that job 6 all the way up here had to be delivered by midday, and the algorithm has said that we can't get a vehicle to that job before midday in order to complete that delivery. So we're putting it into unserved for a transport planner to replan that job manually or contact the customer and see if a later delivery is possible. Equally, this job here, this job needs a tail lift. So we don't have any vehicles that have, or any drivers with the type tail lift. So this job could not be served. So it's sitting in the unserved jobs list. So again, these jobs can be planned manually or replanned manually, or this is the opportunity where the transport manager calls the customer and sees if, here, can we deliver a little bit later than 12? So all my runs are sitting here. I can also look at the run detail. This will tell me a brief summary of the distance, driving time, total time, and weight in each of the runs. And that's the weight of all the units attached to the jobs. And from there, as a transport planner, I can review the runs. If I'm perfectly happy with all the runs as they exist, I can advance the scenario to the tracking page, or I can look at some of the actions on the run panel to manually make some adjustments. And the place that we do that is in the timeline. So from the timeline, I can click here, and this brings up a list showing me all the jobs across the screen in a time on a chronograph. So it's showing me the approximate time that it's going to be arriving, and it shows me the available time in each run. So I can see each run here. I can see Botany 3 departs, starts seeing all these jobs as the day progresses. And then we get to the end, and this is when he will be returning to the warehouse at about 2:30. So the finish flag here tells me when the vehicle is planned to be returning to its start location. So From this timeline, I can drag and drop to make manual changes. So as a transport planner, if I can see there's an issue, I can drag and drop, I can add in jobs, I can move jobs around, and I can re-optimize individual jobs. So for example, here, a customer has called me and said that they can't take delivery of this job today, so I'm going to move it out. And that will immediately replan this run. And from here, I can also look at this and I can re-optimize the run to adjust the orders in order to complete this job, make adjustments necessary, taking into account I've just removed a specific job. Equally, I could add this job back in, and not knowing if that was the optimal place to add that job, I could re-optimize, and we can see that we still can't visit it before midday, so it doesn't want to do, it kicks that job back out into the unserved jobs list. In the timeline, I can also search for a job. And I can also run an advanced optimization where I can ignore types, ignore time windows, or fix the first job of a scenario and run an optimization from there. We'll cover this in a separate video, because it can get quite complicated. From the timeline, I can also hide an individual job run. This is useful if I am working with lots of different runs and I need to make some changes between only a few of them. You can see once hidden, the runs come up the top and I can restore them by clicking on them. I can lock a run, and once a run is locked, I can't drag or drop into that run. And I can make the screen larger or smaller and close it. I can also, from the runs panel, send all unserved jobs to the job pool. So once I've done my planning, if I get a call from a customer or whatever, and I can see that I have unserved jobs, well, I know I need to re-deliver those jobs at a later point in time. So I can click send all unserved jobs to the job pool, or I can export the unserved jobs to Excel. I can also add a new job at this step point in time. If there's an urgent job that's come in, I can manually add a job into the runs panel, or I can load the job into the job pool and then drag and drop it into the required run. And I can also add a new run. So if there's lots of unserved jobs, I have the choice as a transport planner. I can either go back to the planning stage, activate an additional driver because there's more work. I need more drivers in order to complete all my jobs, or I can manually add a run and then manually drag and drop in the unserved jobs into that run. So here I'm going to send all unserved jobs to the job pool, and it's asking me if I would like to add a job tag. So I'm going to add redeliver to all those jobs. And there you can see they're sitting in the job pool, ready to be delivered at a later date. So that's about it from the routing stage. From here, the next step is to advance to the tracking stage, where I can dispatch the runs to the drivers. The drivers can start loading and start delivering, and I can keep track of everything that's going on in real time.